Hello guys, and in today's video we're going to be talking about my opinions on week 2 of Trials of Osiris. So I have a lot of opinions about this, or just like a lot of thoughts, and I think the first one I'll start with is Renewal Grass and how badly they need to be nerfed and how imminently I hope they are nerfed. So these gauntlets, like in my opinion, are like one of the most overpowered neutral games that we've had in Destiny in a long time, and I think that this is it definitely needs to be nerfed tomorrow. As I'm recording this is on Monday after my stream with Jake. I think on Tuesday these need to be nerfed, or these gauntlets need to be disabled in Crucible. The thing is about them is they are better than everything else. At the same time though, if they are nerfed, Overshield Titan is going to be very good. Sunspot Titan with the new helmet is going to be very good. There's a lot of other cheese options in the sandbox right now, unfortunately, and those things will definitely take over in place of the Stasis Dustfield Grenade with the Renewal Grass gauntlets, and that is going to suck, because if one thing is nerfed before the other, it's going to kind of snowball. The next thing we're going to talk about, I guess, is the matchmaking. Flawless pool this week was very tough. It was definitely flawless pool, and it's kind of troubling because it's week 2. We're on week 2 of Trials of Osiris of the season, and it's playing like we're like on the last week or something. Now mind you, this week was a good map. Javelin 4, very good map. It was Javelin 4, and we had the scout rifle, which was a new weapon, so potentially that maybe encouraged players that are good to play. I mean, it could really go either way. I'm not looking at the numbers for that on the back end, so I don't know those things. But this week was very tough in Flawless Pool. And honestly, if I was not using Renewal's Grass and like Lord of Wolves, I do not know how I would have kept my sanity. And you know, I'm glad I was using it and decided to use it, because I would have mauled so incredibly hard if I did not. So, and I'm going to continue using it till it's nerfed. In Trials in particular. If I'm playing like Iron Banner, or maybe I might use it in comp. I'm not sure. We'll see. But if I'm playing Iron Banner or Control, I'm not using this. Or I'm not using the Renewal Grass Lord of Wolves build, because it's just not necessary, and I prefer Pally and Frack. And I want to go back to that. I want to use Pally and Frack. But when I'm using Pally and Frack and I'm playing against, you know, Renewal Grass Hunters or Overshield Titans, it's just, I mean, it's just a waste of time, really. Like, I'm like essentially putting myself at a disadvantage, because I think, you know, using something's cheap, and I'm tired of losing games to that. So that's why I am personally using Renewal Grass and Lord of Wolves, because I'm tired, especially while I'm doing carries. So I'm doing carries, already putting myself at a disadvantage, and then I'm using weapons that are worse and playing in a way that is just worse overall in the sandbox than, you know, most people. So next thing we're going to touch on is the community opinion. I feel like a lot of people share my opinion that this week was very tough, and definitely the opinion that, you know, there needs to be more content to drive player incentive. We got one new scout rifle, and we got Summoner, and to be honest, Summoner I think brought some attraction, but in reality Summoner is pretty bad. Like, it's not that great, and I'm kind of disappointed that they brought it back. I was really hoping, like, imagine if Astral Horizon Adept was back. That week would be crazy. Like, Astral Horizon Adept, or even Tomorrow's Answer. Like, if they brought those back, have an insane week. Like, people would be all over that, in my opinion. Definitely more the Astral Horizon than the Adept Rocket, Tomorrow's Answer, rather. But it would definitely drive a player incentive more. I think if maybe they did that, like they removed, or if they added more weapons back to the sandbox, like, you know, like I said, Astral Horizon, even the Fusion, like if they brought back Astral Horizon, the Fusion, because a lot of people like Fusions now. They brought back the Fusion, the Shotgun, the Rocket, and the Auto. I think that would give people a lot more to look forward to this season, and I was really disappointed when all they brought back was the Auto, because honestly, out of all those weapons, the Auto and the Rocket are like the most irrelevant in the current sandbox. At least for PvP. PvE, they definitely pop off. Astral Horizon's irrelevant for PvE. The Rocket is actually, for PvP, is S tier. It's an S tier rocket, literally the best rocket in the game, actually, for PvP. If you can get a good roll on it, the best rocket. You can have like 100 velocity, and you can have like 90 velocity rather, and like 100 blast radius, which there's like no rocket in the game that can do that. Not even exotic rocket does that. So that's literally, once again, the best rocket in the game, without a doubt, for PvP. Then, you know, Astral Horizon, it goes without saying, it's an aggressive frame shotgun. I think you would want to get like Surplus or Elemental Capacitor or something like that, and people would just be all over that. But instead, they gave us this scout rifle, which scout rifles are honestly the worst weapon in the sandbox, and I think I even touched on that in the first video, but they're the worst weapon in the sandbox. This scout rifle does happen to be one of the better scout rifles, though. So, and then they gave us autos, which are also not very highly used in the sandbox. Actually, let me look right now. I want to just look while I'm talking about this at the weekly kills on weapons. And Summoner made it into the top 10. So, I don't know. I just feel like autos aren't that great in the sandbox at the moment. But, you know, it peaked into the top 10 on kills this week so far when I'm recording this at 8:47 Eastern Standard Time. I doubt that's going to change. It's probably going to stay in the top 10. So I guess Summoner's not, you know... But one could argue maybe that Summoner is in the top 10 maybe just because it is new. Like, maybe if it wasn't brought back and it was a new weapon, it probably would not be in the top 10. In fact, I'm almost certain that's the case. I don't think people would be using it nearly as much. I think it's just the fact that it is a new weapon. But, like I said, you can't guarantee that, but I'm pretty confident that would be the case. It's only that it's a new adept weapon that has a trait perk, in my opinion. That's probably the reason. But I'm trying to think of another... I think other than that, that's pretty much it. I can't really think of anything else really to talk about week 2. There's, you know, like I said, the gauntlets, the matchmaking, sandbox as a whole, and I think once again generally the community did not enjoy for the most part this week. I did see some people say they enjoyed it. I kind of enjoyed it, but I didn't like that I had to put on this, you know, Renewal Grasp and Lord of Wolves. Altogether an kind of week. It's one of those weeks, but once again, where it's a good map and a good weapon, so those weeks tend to be pretty sweaty. I'm going to conclude the video on that. If you all enjoyed the video, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell on the bottom right under the video to check notifications on for when I upload, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out. Bye.